The PlayStation Store's Big in Japan sale will be ending tonight at 3 a.m., so I wanted to do one final rundown of some of the games that I noticed were a little bit more expensive, but still great deals nonetheless. Now, there are a lot of deals that I noticed, however, I did have to limit it to 10, so a lot of those games did not make the cut. I tried to mention some games I don't mention all the time, so without further ado, let's get right into it, and I want to start things off with Judgment. Now, I remember recommended Yakuza yesterday, but Judgment is a game that maybe if you are off-put by some of the elements of Yakuza, on the basis that there is no English voice acting, Judgment might be the game to try out first because this one does have English voice acting. It's a PlayStation 4 made game, so its visuals are incredible. Gameplay is solid. It's still got some wacky moments, but the story is very, very good, and the wackiness of Yakuza is kind of its charm a lot of the times. And again, very engaging story, and you can jump right into it. Yakuza 6-game series, 7-game series, actually, Yakuza 0, 1 through 6, and Judgment, you can jump right into it, have a good time with it, and you'll be good to go. It's $24, and I'd say that's a pretty good deal. Next up, Final Fantasy XV Royal Edition is $17.49. This is a game that I seem to bash more than actually praise, but that's because I was looking forward to this game so much, and I'm such a gigantic Final Fantasy fan, so FF15, my expectations for the game were sky high, and just because it didn't meet my sky high expectations doesn't mean it's not a really good game. It is in fact a really, really good game, and its visuals are some of the best that you're going to see on any PlayStation 4 game. Characters are pretty decent. I mean, I just felt like sometimes the characters did not get as much justice as they should have. I think there was a lot of opportunity to do some character development, and yes, the DLC definitely does help that out. So with the Royal Edition, you are in fact getting that DLC, so that is a gigantic positive. And you're getting the Royal Edition upgrade, and this is by far the best way to play Final Fantasy XV. Don't bother with the base game anymore if you're looking to go into the store and pick it up or something like that. The Royal Edition is the version you should absolutely buy, so check it out. Next up, the other Square Enix famous JRPG, Kingdom Hearts All-in-One package, is a really, really good pickup, given that it has everything that you need from Kingdom Hearts, except for the Remind DLC, but, the Remind DLC isn't something that is absolutely essential and you should be dropping, $20 for. But Kingdom Hearts All-in-One package, you get some great games in there, 1.5, 2.5, 2.8, and if you don't know, that's Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, Birth by Sleep, there's Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, and I'm probably forgetting a couple stuff even with all that. Yeah, there's a lot. Raid Chain of Memories is in there as well, and then of course you'll get Kingdom Hearts 3 on top of that. So think about all that content for $30. That is a ridiculous deal, especially if you haven't picked any of those up at this point. Next up, I feel like it's been a while since I talked about NieR Automata, game of the YoRHa edition, but what a tremendous game this was. This came out back in early 2017, and I didn't really know what to think of it going into it. NieR, back in the day on the PlayStation 3, was a good game, but it's a game that had a lot of problems. I should have seen it coming, though, with Platinum Games being the developers of the game. The gameplay saw a gigantic boost, and then, of course, it retained all of the great elements of NieR already. The interesting storytelling, the great music, the visuals were awesome, and the story, yes, you might be a little bit lost early on, but it really does come together by the end, and I think you'll end up enjoying it immensely. This version is great. $20 for it, I think, is a steal, so definitely go give that a pickup. Next up, we have Nioh 2 that released earlier this year. It is $30, and Nioh 2 is awesome. Nioh 2 to me is like a quintessential sequel. Like, this is exactly what a sequel should be, and Nioh was already a really good game, so it's not like they had to refine a lot of things, but Nioh 2 stuck to the fundamentals, and it made a good game even better. Nioh 2 is much better than the first game, and that's saying a lot because the first game, again, was really good. Obviously, immense amount of challenge in this one. It's not going to be a walk in the park. I would say it's even more difficult than Dark Souls, since that is the common comparison, but definitely there's a lot of differences with Nioh as well from a fundamental and mechanical standpoint, so you have to bear that in mind if you're just looking for a Dark Souls clone. And I don't really know why you would want a Dark Souls clone. Every game should try to do something a little bit different, but it obviously retains that challenge. And for $30, you get the quality amount of gameplay, so I would give that a look. Next up, Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 Road to Boruto. I always talk up Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm. Maybe it's because I'm such a fan of Naruto, not so much into Boruto right now. I heard it got a lot better. I really have to sit down and give it a look, but there's just so many episodes. I can't believe how fast time has flown, and we're at like, what, aren't we at like episode 150? that is so insane to me. It just seems like yesterday Naruto was ending with its 500 episodes or whatever. Naruto Shippuden, that is, and then we were talking about the books coming out. I remember it like yesterday, the author announcing Hachimaruden, and then that ended up being trash. I mean, so much has happened in the last few years and it has flown by, but Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 is great. It takes some of the moments in the anime and makes them even cooler. Like, some of the moments are so over the top in the game that I'm just like, yo, this is awesome. I wish they did it in the anime itself, but yeah, fantastic. Great game to play with a couple of buddies over. You guys just pass the controller around and everybody plays everybody. Solid roster of characters, really can't go wrong with Ultimate Ninja Storm 4. Obviously, with these anime games, you gotta be a fan of the IP, but I think there's a lot of Naruto fans out there, so you'll end up enjoying it. Next up, we have Persona 5 Royal, which is down to $39. Really good buy here for Persona 5 Royal. Obviously, Persona 5 is considered one of the best JRPGs of all time, but now we have the game in even a better form. Adds a decent bit of content, I would say. You know, you're dropping a premium price at $39, but for the additional content you get with Persona 5 Royal, I would say that this is absolutely the version of the game to get. I talk about all of FF15 Royal Edition's improvements. Persona 5 Royal, which is kind of funny, they're both Royal. How about that? Persona 5 Royal, similar thing here where the game is so much better. And again, Persona 5 was such a great game. That's literally a lot of people's favorite JRPG of all time, and that's not a barbaric statement to make. It's absolutely at that level. But with Persona 5 Royal's additional content and characters, it takes it to the next level, and I didn't even know there was a level beyond being the greatest JRPG of all time, but Persona 5 Royal established that, so there you have it, 39 bucks for it. Yes, high price tag, but it's absolutely worth it. Next up, want to recommend a couple of visual novels. Steins Gate Elite is fantastic. It's a refined form of Steins Gate, has some anime clips in there as well. If you want the full-on story of Steins Gate, you will want to play the visual novel. I watched the anime first, loved it so much, but then when you play the VN, and I would recommend playing it blind first and then looking up a guide or do whatever you want to do. You can play it however, but Steins Gate is a world that you can get into so easily, in my opinion, and I know a lot of people enjoyed the anime, and if you did, check out the VN. If you never even watched the anime, I don't really know what I would do first. Maybe watch the anime, because that's a more palatable experience to actually take in. I mean, Steins Gate is a little bit slow at times, and even the anime is pretty slow. It really doesn't get going until like episode 12, but there's a lot of building, a lot of character development, and that ultimately does pay off when you do get into the thick of things, and you'll see that in the VN even more so than the anime. But with the VN, you're really fleshing things out, and it makes it a even more engrossing experience. So check that out if you are interested in that kind of stuff. And obviously, Danganronpa 1 and 2 Reload, man, for 20 bucks. These are some of the first visual novels I ever played, and these games were tremendous. I was one of the 4 people with a PlayStation Vita, and I bought Danganronpa 1 on a whim on the Vita, and it was just absolutely fantastic. Danganronpa 2, an even better game, and then of course there's V3 Killing Harmony, so that's something you can try out. But do play the games in sequential order, that'll definitely help. And yeah, Danganronpa 2, some crazy moments. Danganronpa 1 has some crazy moments as well, and I thought they couldn't top what they did in Danganronpa 1. I thought they did a pretty solid job at least matching it or even passing it with Danganronpa 2. And lastly, YoRHa's 8 Lacrimosa of Dana. Great price for this, as it's 59% off, so you can get it for $24 and change. This is a great buy. YoRHa's 8 is tremendous, and YoRHa's in general is just one of the most consistent Japanese RPG franchises you'll find, much like Tales of. The game's gameplay-wise, always good. Story is good. Music is excellent. The only thing you might have complaints about is the visuals, and bear in mind this was a game that was released on the PlayStation Vita alongside the PlayStation 4, and then there's a Nintendo Switch version also on PC. But you're never going into YoRHa's for great visuals. You're going into it for the gameplay, the excellent music, the solid storytelling. It's a lot of good in YoRHa's, and for $24 and change, I would say it's a great buy. And that's going to conclude this video. Again, a little bit late covering the Big in Japan sale, just starting to catch up with some of these sales and whatnot. We've been slacking a little bit, you know, pandemic era, things happen, and yeah. That's going to conclude this video. Definitely do sound off with all your thoughts in the comment section down below. Stay on lock for all the deals upcoming with Black Friday and things of that nature on the horizon. That's going to wrap up this one. Peace out. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.